Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel. Something happened in my farm. I had a very um, terrible experience, I must say, a very terrible experience, and I thought of sharing it so that um, people will learn and not make the same mistake that I made. I will call it an oversight. I call it an oversight, but it's a very costly oversight that you can learn from and not make the same mistake. In May, in March this year, I started off my nursery for pepper and tomato, and I know I shared the video in this channel when I started nursing my tomato and pepper, even the transplanting. So I divided the pepper into two parts. I had two sections where I planted my pepper. So one of the sections is where I'm standing right now, and I want to show you something. I said it's actually an oversight, but it is a costly oversight that you have to learn from and don't make the same mistake. If you're planting, I'm using this pepper for the purpose of this video to explain this experience. So it can also occur in any crop at all, so you make sure you don't make the same experience, but this is particularly in my pepper farm. So let me show you how this pepper, how they are looking at the moment, and is actually surprisingly they are 4 months old. Let me show you. So you can see after 4 months, this is how these pepper are looking. Very unhealthy. You can see after 4 months, this is how these pepper are looking. These pepper are actually 4 months old. Look at them. Do you see? All down, and the other part of the bed as well. These are 4 months old pepper. Now let me show you the other parts of the farm where I planted the other pepper. Now this is the second part of the pepper where I planted the second batch of the pepper. These are also the same age with the other ones I showed earlier. These are also the same 4 months old, and you can see these ones already have flowers. They have fruits already coming out. You can see them doing so well. They have flowers and they are grown the same age, the same 4 months. So what went wrong? What actually went wrong? As I said before, this was an oversight, and is a costly oversight. So what happened in this farm, when I wanted to transplant the other part of the farm, where you see those ones that are 4 months old and they are struggling to survive, they are struggling to survive. We already planted pepper there. We harvested that pepper, tomato. We harvested that tomato January this year. That particular place where when we planted the first pepper I showed, they were struggling. We had tomatoes planted in at that part that was harvested earlier this year in January. And this other part I just showed you now that are doing so well is a new place, a new land that we just prepared this year for this particular planting. But does it mean that you cannot reuse your land after planting before, that you cannot reuse it to plant again? No, that is an oversight. What we failed to do was to pay attention that we have used this place before, and when I was treating, because what I do, I won't just show you the juicy part of farming. Farming is profitable. I'll show you my flowers, the fruiting, the harvest. No, there are challenges too, and this is one of the challenges that we are having in that part of the farm. Where we have the struggling plants, tomato plants, pepper plants, I planted had announced 5,000 stands of tomato pepper actually, and I just planted 1,000 at that place, and then the remaining ones I took them to the new place we prepared. Now what I did not do was that in treatment, at every spot I want to plant, what I normally do on a normal is to open up the spots, add manure directly to the spots, then also have my DAP in place, and then treat nematodes. Very, very important. At that spot where I'll plant, I'll treat nematodes. And there are many nematicides you can use. I don't want to mention any particular one. There are many nematicides you can use. That's what I normally do at the spot where I want to plant. But in this particular case, where we harvested tomatoes this January, I did not do any of those. I didn't even open up the spot I want to plant to either put manure in the spot and also put nematicides there to control nematodes. And there was no soil conditioner that I used there. I just planted those 1,000 there, and the remaining ones I planted in the new place where I had a complete treatment for. Now, the resultant effect of those things I did not do is causing those plants to struggle. It's causing plants, you can see at 4 months they are even trying to see if they can even survive. 4 months old. There is nothing that I have not done to see if I can revive them to get them to grow. I've done practically all treatment that I should do. Both the feeding, I've done them. But the challenge now is that the nematodes have already affected the root of the plants. So it is difficult to repair those roots. It's difficult to start, as they say, prevention is better than cure. That's the normal term we use here in Nigeria. It is better to prevent it than allowing it to happen and you start running around to control it or to cure. So to prevent it is better. So I failed to prevent nematodes from attacking the root of my plants, and I planted without controlling or without preventing nematodes, and that cost me this thing. These pepper plants you're seeing, there are 1,000 of them. If I should do the costing of how much I would generate, assuming quote unquote I did what I should do and they produce maximally, I should be making nothing less than 4 to 5 million from that place. But it is automatic loss for me now, because now I have spent more money trying to revive them, trying to do what I should have done earlier. I'm spending more money putting manure, buying manure, fertilizers, different treatments to see if I can boost their growth. It is not working. Now, what I should have done earlier, I should have spent less the amount now. But after spending the amount now, it did not still work. So what is the essence of me making this video? These are costly mistakes that you should be careful. If you are a pepper farmer or you are a farmer that venture in any crop at all, there are things you should prevent and not cure, and this is one of them. And I'm facing the challenges now, and I'm dancing to the tune that I'm losing money already. It is important, let me put it that way, to prevent, protect your plants, because these nematodes attack the root of your plant. You don't see them, and when the root is not healthy, there is no way the plants will be healthy. There's no way the leaf, the fruiting will be okay. No, it won't work because they affect the root of the plant. So what am I telling you in essence? Make sure before you plant, don't say when they start growing, I will start doing all those things. I will start protecting them. I'll start feeding them well. No. All the agronomic practices that you should do from day one, from site preparation, you should do them to avoid this kind of scenario or this kind of incident. Just imagine that I had only this 1,000 pepper that I planted this section. Just imagine that I had only this 1,000 pepper. That means I have wasted these 3 months struggling with my plants. But thankfully, I have some other ones in the other part of the farm where I also had the remaining ones that are doing well. At least it is like a bounce back for me. But what if I had only that 1,000? So it is a lesson for me, and I thought of sharing it for people to also learn. My farm, I don't only record success in my farm. I have challenges too, and this is one of them. So if you're planting, anything you know you have to do from the onset, from soil preparation, make sure you do them well. Don't say I will do it later. When they start growing, I'll bring all those things, I'll put in more effort. You can spend times 10 of what you should have spent only 10% before. You shall spend more than 100%, and you may still not recover from it. So it is important to do your due diligence and also be careful of how you go about your planting, your maintenance, and everything that had to do with your plant, because what you planted is your money. Those seeds, those seedlings, they are what will give you money tomorrow. So make sure you take care of them, and I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, make sure you like this video, share this video for others to learn as well, and subscribe so you don't miss out anytime I put out new videos. See you in my next update. Bye for now.